What if I tell you that the food you're feeding your cat might not be as good for them as you think? From the wrong ingredients to feeding habits, those daily meals contain hidden mistakes that could be cutting their life short. In this video, we're exposing 7 deadly feeding mistakes that many cat owners make and how you to prevent them. Let's begin. Number 7. Feeding dry food. Have you ever thought about how much dry food your cat actually eats and whether it's really good for them? Dry food is basically the fast food of the cat world. Convenient, addictive, but not exactly top-tier nutrition. It's made by blasting ingredients with heat, pressing them into little crunchy nuggets, and coating them in fat to make cats go feral for it. The problem? These nuggets are bone dry, literally. Cats, being the weird little desert creatures they are, don't have a strong thirst drive, meaning they get most of their water from food. In the wild, they'd be munching on juicy, water-packed prey. But dry food? It's only about 10% moisture compared to the 70 to 80% in raw or wet food. Over time, this can turn their kidneys into raisins and set them up for urinary issues, kidney disease, and dehydration. So, if your feline friend is addicted to crunchies, start sneaking in wet food or raw options. Some cats act like you're poisoning them when you change their food, so go slow, mix a little wet food into their kibble, and increase it over time. Hydration stations are key too. Get a water fountain. Cats love moving water. Add extra bowls around the house, or even toss some water into their food. Number 6. Leaving food out all day. Do you ever just top off your cat's bowl whenever it looks a little empty, thinking you're doing them a favor? Leaving food out all day might seem like the ultimate life hack. Your cat never goes hungry, and you don't have to worry about strict meal times. But in reality, this bottomless kibble pit is doing more harm than good. Free feeding encourages mindless munching, which can easily lead to chonk status. And, with obesity, comes a lovely buffet of health issues like diabetes, joint pain, and even heart disease. Unlike humans, who eat because they're bored, yeah, we see you snacking, cats are natural hunters designed for short, controlled meals. Their bodies thrive on a feast and fast cycle, not a never-ending snack table. But don't worry, because fixing is easier than convincing your cat that the vet isn't out to get them. Portion control is key. Feed them set meals, 2 to 3 times a day, and remove anything they don't finish after 20 to 30 minutes. If they protest by staring into your soul, hold your ground. They'll adjust. Number 5. Feeding human food. Does your cat's soul-piercing stare guilt you into sharing your food every time you eat? Well, you need to resist that intense stare from now on. A lot of human food is basically poison for them. Cats aren't built to handle things like onions, garlic, chocolate, or even dairy. Their digestive systems are wired differently, and even small amounts of certain foods can trigger vomiting, diarrhea, or worse, serious toxicity. And let's be real, their tiny bodies aren't equipped to handle the crazy amounts of salt, sugar, and spices we dump on our food. So, how do you spoil your cat without accidentally poisoning them? Stick to treats made specifically for felines. If you really want to share, plain-cooked meats are usually safe in small amounts. But when in doubt, Google before you give. Some foods, like grapes and onions, are toxic in the tiniest doses. And just because your cat begs for something doesn't mean they should have it. Let's not forget that some of them also try to eat plastic, shoelaces, and literal dust bunnies. Stay sharp, feed smart, and keep the human snacks strictly for humans. Number 4. Not providing a balanced diet. Have you ever thought your cat's food was good enough? Without checking what's actually in it, cats may act like tiny royalty, but their diet isn't just about what they like, it's about what they need. Unlike humans who can survive on everything from salad to fast food, cats are obligate carnivores, meaning they require animal-based nutrients to stay healthy. A balanced diet for a cat includes high-quality protein, chicken, beef, fish, healthy fats, and essential vitamins and minerals like taurine, which is critical for heart and eye health. Skimp on these, and you could be setting your cat up for muscle loss, poor coat quality, and even organ failure. Here is the problem. Not all commercial cat food meets these standards. Some brands bulk up their food with unnecessary fillers like corn, wheat, and soy, which provide little to no nutritional value. So, always read the labels while purchasing cat food. Look for real meat as the first ingredient, not byproducts or grains. If you're making homemade meals, consult a vet to ensure your cat isn't missing vital nutrients. And while variety is great, sudden food switches can upset their stomach, so introduce changes gradually. Number 3. Cold food. Ever put down your cat's wet food straight from the fridge without even thinking that it could be a problem? Cats are wired to prefer food at body temperature, around 98 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, the same temperature as freshly caught prey. Cold food doesn't just taste bad to them, it's harder to digest and can lead to stomach upset. Plus, their sense of smell is dulled by the cold, making it even less appealing. Since cats rely heavily on scent to decide if something is edible, serving them a chilly meal is like handing you a frozen burger straight from the freezer. Zero appeal. So, what's the fix? Warm it up, just a little. You don't need to turn their dinner into molten lava, but letting wet food sit at room temperature for 15 to 20 minutes or microwaving it for a few seconds makes a huge difference. This simple tweak enhances the aroma, makes digestion easier, and ensures your cat actually eats instead of staging a hunger strike. Just don't go overboard, too hot, and they'll burn their little tongues. Number 2. Feeding cats together. Do you feed your cats all in one spot? Well, you might think it's a happy mealtime for them, but it could be the opposite for them. Cats are naturally solitary hunters, meaning they prefer to eat alone without the pressure of another cat nearby. When forced to share a feeding area, some may eat too quickly out of fear of losing their food, while others may hesitate to eat at all. This can lead to digestive issues, malnutrition, or even food aggression over time. Even if your cats seem to tolerate eating together, they may still experience silent stress, which affects their overall well-being. The best solution is to give each cat its own bowl in a separate space. If possible, feeding them in different rooms prevents competition and allows them to eat at their own pace. If space is limited, placing bowls in different corners or using elevated surfaces can help create a sense of separation. This simple change ensures that every cat gets the right amount of food, eats comfortably, and stays healthy in the long run. Number 1. Not providing enrichment at mealtime. Have you ever realized your cat a little off during mealtime? That's because they are not getting the mental and physical stimulation they need. In the wild, cats don't just stumble upon a full bowl of food. They stalk, chase, and pounce before earning their meal. This hunting process isn't just about survival, it provides mental stimulation and physical exercise. When a cat's food is simply placed in front of them, it removes that natural challenge, leading to boredom, overeating, and even frustration-driven behaviors like excessive meowing or scratching. Without the thrill of the hunt, mealtime becomes just another routine, lacking excitement or engagement. To bring back that natural instinct, try food puzzles, slow feeders, or hiding small portions around the house to encourage foraging. Treat dispensing toys or scattering kibble on a textured mat can also make eating more interactive. By adding just a little challenge, you're not only making meals more fun, but also keeping your cat mentally sharp, physically active, and emotionally satisfied.